Swatch Moonswatch. Now, it's quite old now. It came out sort of March this year, and it's had a lot of hype. It's had time to settle, and the market's had time to respond. All those prices of $1,000, $1,500, euros or pounds for these watches upon release have now calmed down, and they're close to retail price now. Sometimes they can be bought for less. So are they worth the hype, and more importantly, are they actually worth the retail price? This one is the Mission to Mars. This was my first choice, and it's the coolest one in my opinion. It comes in a very simple plastic card box. It is nothing special. It certainly doesn't have any feeling of quality. The box opens, and there you have the Moonswatch. Now this watch does not feel like an Omega. It feels like a Swatch. It looks more Swatch than Omega. However, there are some neat little styling cues on this, which I think make for a really good there we have it here. Now this one is nice because it has the red case, and it also has the chronograph hands with the same shape as the Omega Speedmaster Alaska edition, the Alaska Project watch. Now this one is very, very cheap feeling. The bioceramic case feels very plasticky, it feels very light. However, it looks like a Moonswatch. It looks like a Speedmaster. It has the same contours. The dial is not an icy white. It's not a bright white, and I don't think it can pick up on the camera, but it's slightly more muted. You get the branding of Omega and Swatch on this strap, which again feels quite cheap, and I know a lot of people usually swap them out to preserve the longevity of the strap and also to give their watch slightly more upmarket feel. Now, on the back of this, you have the Moon to Mars planet logo, and you also have the engraving. Now, an Alaska Project Speedmaster will cost you approximately 20 to 25,000 euros, and the retail price on this is 260 euros. So we're looking at a tiny percentage. Is that 1% of the price of the Omega? Now, a lot of people are saying that these are not worth the money. However, as a novelty watch, they do provide a lot of options. You can have these in any of the colours for the same price as a good pair of sneakers. Now, for people that would spend 200, 300 euros on sneakers, this is probably quite a nice acquisition. You can wear it, you could have 3 or 4 colours, you can wear them to change your mood, your style, and I think that's a good thing. We have to forget, these are not going to be Omega prices. These aren't Omega quality, but what they are is a moment in time where people were able to get something with the Omega branding, a Speedmaster case, all the hallmarks of a Speedmaster, the Omega logo, that wasn't fake. This was made by the Swatch Group with the permission of Omega and with the help of Omega for the design. It looks really great and it's really wearable. It doesn't feel like an Omega, and it never will, but all the branding, all of the classic hallmarks that we would expect from a Speedmaster are there, and it's a very, very good entry-level watch. What you have to think for this is it gives people access to a bigger brand and hopefully build some brand loyalty. The Speedmaster is a beautiful watch. It has the landing on the moon connections, and Omega have certainly made the most of that over the last few decades. And this is a nice entry point to give people who want a good brand name and visibility of a classic model entry into the market for a relatively affordable price. It's nicely packaged. All of it feels very temporary. All of it feels very fragile. and it all feels a little bit cheap. But this is why it's €260 and not €6,000, which is the price of a standard new Speedmaster. However, if you enjoy this and you want to enter the Omega steel watch market, then this is a good buy-in point, just to give you an idea of the size, the wearability, and also it's not throwaway. It's a great summer watch. It's a great watch to wear with different outfits where you don't have to worry that someone is going to steal it from you because it's worth tens of thousands of pounds. This is a nice, safe and fun option. So have a think about it. Look at the colours that you like. You could buy 1, 2 or 3 of them. They make great gifts, and also they are holding up pretty well on the secondary market. They're all fetching around about their retail price, which is pretty unusual with the exception of Rolex for a new watch. Most will depreciate initially as soon as you walk out of the store. I think at the moment people are a little bit too familiar with this watch. It's now a walk-in and buy watch, something which Rolex certainly isn't. It's also got an affordable price point, and it means that people can buy into a brand for a very reasonable price. However, let's just say this gets discontinued. Let's say it's not made next year, or the demand rises. Models get discontinued, colours get discontinued. There are people that want to collect every colour in the collection and not wear them. This will put the demand much higher. Also, when it's not as easily available and it's not in people's distant memory, it will all of a sudden take on a new status, a moment in time when Omega made something affordable, Swatch marketed very, very well, and we will see this as a great example of a hype watch that really, really still has the great classic look of an Omega. So let's leave it 2 or 3 years and see where the market takes this watch.